Hello, this is New Vision TV. I'm Lynn Komjisha. Controversial university researcher Dr. Stella Nyanzi has finally been allowed to leave the country. The postdoctoral social researcher travels a lot around the globe but has not been able to do so since her run-in with the state earlier this year. New Vision TV has been following her.
Some of us are communicators. I'm a poet, I'm a lyricist, I'm a writer. I think that my academic freedom as an academic should be protected.
Controversial university researcher Dr. Stella Nyanzi has finally been allowed to leave the country. The postdoctoral social researcher travels a lot around the globe but has not been able to ever since her run-in with the state earlier this year. New Vision TV has been following her. On Sunday morning, 9:55, Dr. Stella Nyanzi of Kenyan Airways flight KQ421 took off from Entebbe International Airport for Nairobi, Kenya. On board was Dr. Stella Nyanzi, the controversial social researcher who was flying for the first time in 9 months since she was blocked from travel at the beginning of the year. Nyanzi's de facto travel ban started earlier in the year after she called the president names over some remarks made at a public function. She was denied exit at Entebbe and returning to Kampala intensified her verbal and social media attacks on the president. She was called in by police for questioning and she remained defiant. Earlier, Nyanzi had been conducting a campaign to collect sanitary pads for schoolgirls, criticizing the Ministry of Education for failing to honor the president's campaign pledge to supply pads. The First Lady became Education Minister after the elections, and Nyanzi launched vulgar attacks on the First Lady over this. The First Lady publicly forgave Stella Nyanzi.
I honestly forgave that lady because I can't understand how an educationist can use that language to say anything about anybody.
Nyanzi was instead further incensed by forgiveness. She stepped up the vulgar attacks on the president. The law enforcement agencies finally moved in and arrested Nyanzi. She was charged with offenses related to misusing computers, and prosecution demanded that she undergoes a mental examination before trial. The court arguments shifted and focused on the lawfulness of the mentor exam. After a month on remand, Stella Nyanzi finally secured bail. She returned to social media and wrote graphic details of the prison conditions, down to a nasty UTI she said she contracted while there. Then all went quiet between her and the state. The local media also took the spotlight off her and focused on more pressing matters, like the gruesome murder of 24 young women in Wakiso and the emergence of Nyanzi's clansman, Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, on the political scene. On Sunday, 19th November, Stella Nyanzi presented her passport to the immigration officer after checking in at Entebbe International Airport. She did not know whether she would be allowed through. The immigration officer started consulting her superiors on phone, according to Stella Nyanzi's post on the matter. The delay was long enough for the shift of the officer handling her to end. Another officer relieved her and took over Nyanzi's case. Finally, she was cleared to go. She clicked post on her phone and sent out a long post on her episode. Although the controversial Stella was already well known in academic circles, she gained mass public notice in April 2016 when she undressed to protest against her boss, Professor Mahmoud Mamdani, who had decided to allocate her office at the Makerere Institute of Social Research for another purpose. After that, she got hundreds of thousands of social media followers. Her social following is now only surpassed by Bobi Wine, the musician who joined Parliament in July as Member of Parliament, Kyadondo East. Now that the state has lost interest in blocking Stella Nyanzi from traveling, will she reciprocate and keep the peace? Moving on, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sam Kutesa, has called on the U.S. business operators to do business with Uganda as the physical and policy environment is one of the best in Africa. He made the remarks during the recently concluded African Ministerial Meeting on Trade, Security and Governance in Africa, which was held on 16th to 17th November at the U.S. State Department. Kutesa was among African foreign ministers who were invited by Secretary of State, Mr. Rex Tillerson. In other news, a 4 million donation by General Salim Saleh to Nakaseke Technical Institute in Nakaseke District has caused a bitter row between the staff and students of the institute. Saleh gave the money after meeting a delegation of 70 students and 8 members of staff who met him at his rural home at Kapeka, Nakaseke South constituency last week. After receiving the envelope, the staff members, who were led by the chairman, Board of Governors, Joachim Sechibengo, removed 3 million and shared it among themselves. The staff members, who delivered only 1 million to the college administration, claim the donation was meant for them as individuals to solve their personal problems. But the students who attended General Saleh's meeting alongside the staff members contend that the money was meant for stocking the college sick bay, which is currently out of drugs. In sports news, after winning the National Club Championship and qualified to represent Uganda in the Africa Club Championships next year, Vision Volleyball Camp Women team is searching for 157 million shillings to prepare well for the team. The club CEO, Hannington Nsubuga, said that the club will also organize a fundraising dinner on December 8th at 100,000 shillings per person as another way of raising funds. He said that the 157 million shillings will cover accommodation, players' air tickets, visa fees, players' allowances, and training facilitation. You're still watching New Vision TV, and now for Pearl of Africa series, we take a look at flamingos. They have long legs and necks, are pinkish orange in color and wade in water. These bird species are commonly found in and around Lake Munyanyange, which is located in the northeastern part of Katwe Kabatoro Town Council, Kasese District. The abundance of these flamingos is attributed to their constant migration from far places like Kenya and Canada. Take a look.
Flamingo stems from the word flamingo, Spanish and Latin word which means fire, and refers to the bright color of the bird's feathers. The pink, orange or red color of a flamingo's feathers is caused by a pigment in their food. The wild flamingo's diet includes spring plankton and algae from the water sources. If those food sources do not provide enough pigmentation, flamingos may seem more gray or white, but they are still very healthy and strong. Flamingos' oddly shaped beaks are specially adapted to separate mud and sleet from the food they consume, and uniquely are used upside down. Flamingos have a wide lifespan of 20 to 30 years. Many flamingos are threatened by predators and poachers. An adult flamingo is 3.3 to 4.6 feet tall and weigh between 3.3 to 9 pounds. Lake Munyanyange has now become a tourist area for birdwatching and to many tourists who come to Uganda. For more Pearl of Africa stories, visit our website www.newvision.co.ug. Our newspaper, The Sunday Vision, is also another home of adventures, so get your copy every Sunday for Pearl of Africa stories.
And that's all we had for you. Thank you for watching. Be sure to catch more of your updates on your mobile, on your desktop, on your tablet, anywhere on the go by visiting www.newvision.co.ug. I'm Lynn Komjisha.